Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If I can ask you to please take your seats, as we will be starting your congregation ceremony momentarily. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, please do take your seats. We're about to start. Good morning. Welcome to the London Business School 2017 Congregation Ceremony, when we will honour the participants Today we will honour the participants of the Masters in Finance, the Sloan and the MBA programmes. Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure that your mobile phones are switched off and that you stay in your seats so that the aisles can be kept clear. If you are taking photographs, please turn off the flash. Thank you. Guests, please remain in your seats. Students, please be upstanding for the faculty procession. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Arpav Bagri, Chairman of the Governing Body.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good morning and an official welcome. As Chairman of the Governing Body, it is a privilege to welcome you to Congregation for London Business School. As you prepare to walk across the stage to collect your degrees, I know you all feel a sense of pride in what you have achieved. I too feel an enormous sense of pride in our school and in what it has achieved. Congregation is a time for reflection, and I would like to reflect on the school's transformation over the last 5 decades. We opened our doors in 1965 with 36 men and 1 woman, mostly British, around a conference table in Northumberland Avenue. Well, we have come a long way since then. Today, we have over 45,000 alumni in our network. Every year, we have more than 1,600 degree students and nearly 8,000 executive education participants. We are in London and also in New York. We are in Dubai and in Hong Kong. and now we're also in Shanghai. But the school's transformation has been particularly profound over the past decade, during which time it has really become a truly global business school, representing 120 different countries around the world, and with programs that cover every stage in the career journey. We continue to lead in the ranking tables across many of our degree programs, and we are acknowledged by our peers as the best European business school and the preeminent business school globally. And incidentally, it is absolutely wonderful to see that our Masters in Finance program has regained its #1 position in the Financial Times rankings, the 6th time in the last decade. I would, by the way, remind all of you that those rankings are essentially made by all of you. So thank you. But of course, in addition to rankings, there have been many milestones to celebrate this year. We are incredibly proud of the completion of our major fundraising campaign. Alumni, corporates, parents, friends, and all of you at the school have contributed over £125 million over the last 4 years. This support has enabled us to significantly increase the amount of scholarships we provide for students. It has also helped support outstanding faculty research with efforts such as the AQR Asset Management Institute. We have also had numerous named faculty chairs established and, of course, a beautiful new teaching facility, the Samiofa Center, which opens next month. You'll be happy to know that a really important part of this new building is a stunning new alumni center, and we really hope you'll come and visit it when it's ready sometime in September. But we've done more. Following the success of our campaign, this year we purchased the Royal College of Obstetricians right next door to us on Sussex Place. This purchase would not have been possible without the confidence of our first campaign, and it will serve as one of the key components for the next campaign in a few years' time. We are truly and enormously grateful for the collective support of all of you in the school community. It is your commitment that is helping secure the future of our great school. It has also been an important year for anniversaries. So 2017 marked our 10th anniversary in Dubai, our only independent campus outside of London. We are proud of our commitment to the region and to the impact we continue to have on business in the Middle East. This year is also the 50th anniversary of executive education. Between these two important programs, we have helped shape tens of thousands of business professionals all over the globe, contributing to our vision of having a profound impact on the way that the world does business. We achieved this vision through the work of our faculty, and we achieve it through all of you. You are the ambassadors of London Business School. You are the ambassadors of this vision, and it is through you that we will leave our mark on the world. You have been on a transformational journey here. Be proud of what you have accomplished in your time with us, but also be humble before the incredible achievements of others. Our world relies upon mutual respect and tolerance in the workplace, at play, and at home. And as the beneficiaries of a privileged education, we all have a duty of leadership, but we also have the obligation of character. And the most important thing to remember is that both of these are the sum of many individual decisions. Character may be manifested in the great moments, but it is made in the small ones. And I wish you well as you confront the trials and tribulations that will inevitably lie ahead in your careers. But congratulations on all that you have achieved and all that you will go on to achieve. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who has indeed had a profound impact on London Business School. As I mentioned, this is a very special time in the school's history. We have been through an enormous period of transformation, and leading us through this period has been one of the school's most extraordinary deans, Sir Andrew Leckerman. His journey here started 40 years ago as an accounting professor. He and his wife Mira have made enormous contributions to our community over the decades. And you will hear more from my colleagues later this morning, but I would like to personally acknowledge their impact and thank them on behalf of everyone here for all they have helped the school accomplish over these past 4 decades. This is Andrew's final congregation as dean, as he steps down this summer to return to full-time teaching at the school. As he does so, he leaves us a great foundation, which we hope will build on in the years to come. But Andrew, when I look back at all your accomplishments, I ask myself, which will we remember? Will it be the campaign that raised £125 million? Will it be the fabulous new buildings, the success of the school in the rankings, the new research institutes, or the faculty chairs? I think it will be all of these things, but I think it will be more. It will be much more. Andrew, it will be your humanity. It will be your commitment to a set of values, your belief in our community, and your unwavering affection for each and every person at London Business School. These are the values, Andrew, that you leave us with. These are the things that have defined your deanship. And all of us are immensely grateful to you and Mira for doing so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our Dean, Sir Andrew Leckerman.
Thank you very much indeed, Apurv, and can I thank you on behalf of all of us here for all the fantastic work you do as chairman of the governing body. Well, it's over. All that hard work, all those late nights, not all of them in the Windsor. And for relatives and guests of our congregating class, I should explain that the Windsor is the world-renowned Windsor Library, where students study often late into the night. You did it. And here we are to mark that in one of the world's great concert halls. What a performance. To you, family and friends, I offer a most warm welcome. Make no mistake, you are a very important part of today. I know it means an enormous amount to those about to come across the stage that you are here. They know how your support and encouragement helped them to reach this stage, both literally and metaphorically. So their achievement is also yours. And coming here today, as I know you have from all over the world, is just the latest way in which that support has been shown. So I'd like to ask students to stand and join me in applauding those who have supported them in getting them here today. As we gather here today to celebrate your achievements, it's worth remembering the wider impact of what we seek to do as a business school. One aspect of that is the improvement in the quality of management and leadership through what we teach and research. At a national level, the quality of management affects competitiveness, the original reason for the London Business School to be set up. And greater competitiveness is essential for creating national prosperity. At the level of the individual organisation, it's also the source of new jobs. But good management is not just about the big picture. I believe passionately that individuals, that's you, but also you, the audience, and us, the faculty, can have an impact in helping to manage and lead organizations that goes far beyond the role itself. I've often observed in my life what a difference good management makes. Just as bad leadership impoverishes the lives of individuals at work, destroys organizations and weakens economies, so good management benefits each individual in the organization in the quality of their working life, the prosperity of the organization, and the society in which they live. Almost all of you are going to go into private sector organizations, but I'm conscious also of how we can and do help public and not-for-profit organizations. There, good management and leadership is just as crucial in using scarce taxpayers' money to provide efficient and effective public services, and scarce donations to provide efficient and effective charitable work. So I believe in what the London Business School can contribute to organizations and society, as well as to us as individuals. And our contribution, of course, isn't necessarily only professional. A student who graduated last year told me that she was very surprised to hear, on her first day at the school, me telling the incoming class that by the time they left, some people might be married to other people in the class they did not yet know. She didn't think that was quite suitable as an opening speech. So I was delighted this summer to send her greetings when she married one of her classmates. But coming back closer to home, you've already heard from Apoorv, it's been a sparkling year of the London Business School. The most obvious manifestation, of course, is buildings. But the developments that you don't see have been just as important. Many people will not be aware of the work done by the faculty in so many areas because it's specialist. And this also applies to our research institutes. The last important one was the AQR Institute, and I'm delighted that David Kabila is with us here today. This year, we are launching the Business for Development Institute, designed to help management in some of the world's poorest areas. The result of this work has huge impact on the ground. It is helping small businesses in South African townships get from 1 employee to 3. Multiply by many times, you can see what effect that has. It's about helping farmers in rural India to get the best prices for their crops and improving the distribution of basic medicines in Zambia. In teaching also, we're making great strides on applying digital learning. This year, we were awarded 2 Brandon Hall Excellence in Technology Awards for our first digital executive program with Microsoft. Next year, the incoming MBA class will be benefiting from digitally based pre-programmed material. We also have big ambitions to keep the alumni, you from today, more in touch with the school and what goes on through faculty webinars. And the search for improvement is continuous with us. And ideas don't just come through staff and faculty. Thanks to a new student initiative this year, several hundred family and friends had the opportunity to hear about faculty research in family lectures on Wednesday. And talking about student contributions, I'm particularly grateful that this year's graduating classes have chosen to put their class gift into 3 areas: campus development, scholarships, and the annual fund. Breaking good news, as of this morning, participation rates have been a record-breaking 33%. Thank you so much on behalf of all of us here, and also the students who will benefit from what you're contributing from this class. And more good news for the other 66%. If you haven't chipped in yet, you've still got to the end of the month to do it, to take the participation to new heights. And talking of new heights, I must tell you I'm delighted that François Hortalot-Magnier, who is taking over as Dean, is with us today. He's a respected academic and has already run a business school. These, plus his Gallic charm, will be a terrific combination for the future of the school, I know. François. Turning now to our alumni, every day it's wonderful to see press cuttings full of stories of them from all our degree programs and all parts of the world. Some are leading global corporations, others starting their own enterprises, and many of them are using the networks they developed here at the school. Our astronaut alumnus, Tim Copra, in case you didn't know it, LBS alumni go higher and faster, who we recently honored, told me that he's starting a business in the autumn with people he met through the Alumni Network. Also in the US, after winning this year's Graduate of the Last Decade Award, MBA alumnus Brian Ford, and world-renowned financial technology guru, has decided to run for Congress in 2018. Look out for President Ford, and that's with an E. On a more down-to-earth plane, our alumnus David Davis is in charge of UK negotiations with the European Union. Not a job I wish anybody was doing. While Justine Greening, an executive MBA alumnus, is Secretary of State for Education. In Justine's case, I'm particularly proud that she went into politics when, and this is a story she tells herself, she was in the lunch queue in the Nash, and a fellow student suggested she do so. Like me, when she came to the school, she was an accountant. How about the advertisement, the London Business School, where accountants become cabinet ministers? But it's not only in politics that our alumni excel. When London Business School was founded in 1964, one of the objectives was to improve the standard of management in British manufacturing industry. And it's wonderful to note that our alumnus, Jim Ratcliffe, was recently described in the Sunday Times as Britain's most successful post-war industrialist. These are just a number of examples of the exciting and interesting stories of how graduates of the MBA, the MiF, and the Sloan programs have distinguished themselves in so many ways over the years. All of us here look forward to hearing from and about you. When I said it's over, of course, I was only referring to study in the Windsor Library. Our handshake today moves us to a new phase of our relationship. Let's all celebrate that.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of the governing body, I have the honour to present the graduates of the Masters in Finance programme at London Business School. Pedro Miguel Lagao Aguatrao. Pina Aka Ishik. Salman Alam. Frederick Allen. Omar Andre Almeida Sukahuaman. Abdul Latif Al-Rumi. Sadoun Al-Sabs. Cristina Arida Ferreira Veloso. Vipin Arora. Shrikant Avi. Imran Azam. Azish Barke. Tama Bagat. Hong Bao. Danilo Pereira Barreto. Minakshi Bartels. David Bolat. Tong Tong Bing. Ross Board. Ryan Timothy Buck. Claire Burton. Maria Andrea Camacho Arenas. Leslie Canepa Jokja. Nicole Carbone Fernandez Baca. Francesca Cedrola. Jose Maria Solorio Alvarez. Antonio Ceballos. Lily Chan. Kawardeep Singh Chavla. Brandon Chia. Nita Chen. Meng Song Chen. Faith Chin. Si Rui Chua. Elliot James Coleman. Samani Razandika Correa. Teresa Correa. Esteban Cortazar. George Bartholomew Cottrell. Michael Patrick Cunniff. Elena Jigarjian. Bassem El Fadel. Enes Erkan Lee. Marek Fiala. Neil Michael Foley. Lucia Fuzeli. Rodrigo Garcia Olalde. Ishani Gunasekara. Edward Greco. Vincent Grunewoud. Elif Ganea. Yahia Hamza. Damien Hanrahan. Badruddin Harmak. Yi Hei. Adrian Longheng Ho. Kevin Chun Yin Ho. Andreas Martin Hubert. Ran Hua. Tariq Imam. Mohammed Arif Jadoon. Nagima Janayeva. Fern Angela Jeremiah. Lee Cameron Joseph. Dhiren Aaron Kumar Joshi. Balaj Mihai Kakuk. Abhinay Kakaturi Reddy. Azuki Kamada. Pallavi Kamal Surya. Kunal Kanishka. Nompumalelo Kumalo. Marie Kikuchi. Sung Han Kim. Lawrence Kitaka. Katerina Kopil. Patraporn Kodilakrat. Walter Ramon Manuel Lamberson. Kate Lee Shim. Yuelin Linda Lee. Tanakon Lim Vitradol. Marston Eugene Litvinsky. Thomas Richard Livesey. Yan Naung Lin. Vicente Macias Corvera. Carlos Manaye Catalin. Satoru Matsuhashi. Elena Mikhailova. Zahan Mohammed Saleh. Kimihiro Moriya. Andres Morua. Paolo Renato Prina Nardini. Iwikazu Nishikawa. Chris William Norman. Daniel North. Gabriela Kyoto. Raphael Ostfeld. Odku Odgonbaya. Senghua Pao. Natasha Pereira. Edgar Perez Garcia. Javier Eliezer Parateque Niño. Gokulraj Ponuraj. Mohammed Faisal Anwar Qureshi. Bikram Rajvanshi. Gloria Cecilia Ramirez Riesco. Augusto Pereira Ramos da Silva. Jin Kyung Ri. Felipe Sampaio Octaviano Falcao. Juan Ignacio San Martin Campos. Carlos Sanchez. Tiago Jose Santos. Dejan Sitor. Leila Sarau. Rahul Sharma. Liu Wei Shen. Sa Yan Shim. Chinta Sim. Amavir Singh. Tanvir Singh. Dilip Singh. Lillian Stark. Sarah Strachan. Nikhil Sudhir. Hiranori Suganuma. Nancy Sun. Natalie Tangsakul. Alexander Tazov. Felipe Toro. Narula Uster. Borja Varela. Mikael Vegados. Alvaro Vives Cuesta. Andre Boinya, Rui Wang, Roman Claude Weber, Chi Yu Wang, Christian Wertheimer, Paul Willie, Wei Lei Wu, Yinan Zhao, Kento Yamauchi, Meilin Yang, and Jean Yao. Please join me in congratulating the Masters in Finance class of 2017.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me enormous pleasure to present to you today Paul Polman for the award of an honorary fellowship. In a world where CEOs have, the trust in CEOs has never been lower, Paul's stewardship of Unilever has been an inspiration. Let me give you a couple of reasons why I believe that's so. When Paul first joined Unilever, a few days after he joined, he announced that he would end the practice of quarterly reporting. His belief was that it was simply reinforcing short-termism, and he wanted to build a company and be shown to be building a company that was in it for the long term. And I remember sometime after that saying to Paul, that was a pretty courageous thing to do, to which he replied, and this is a very Paul-like response, he replied, it was too early for them to sack me. I also want to talk about his relentless focus on the environment and on sustainability, particularly climate change. Despite what other powerful men say about climate change, Paul believes that this is a reality, and he believes that his generation and our generation need to do something about that. And that's why he's been so courageous and energetic at Unilever to be sure that every manager at Unilever, every employee realizes how important climate change and responsibility is to the world, but also, more importantly, the role that they have to take. And he's also, by the way, taken that message to many other groups that he works with. So what's behind this? Why is it that I and so many here on the faculty and indeed the student body hold Paul in such high regard? Well, I think that it's fundamentally about something that we teach at London Business School. It's fundamentally about values, and it's fundamentally about authenticity. It's about the value of understanding what it is to be a leader, even one of the biggest companies in the world, and knowing and holding true to what that belief is, even under the sort of immense pressure that we've seen that Unilever and Paul has been under over the last couple of months. He believes fundamentally that a leader is about stakeholders, and those stakeholders don't simply reside in the short-term financial investors in a company, but also in those who are in the longer term, those who are its consumers, and indeed those who are its employees. But it's also about authenticity, something which my colleague here, Rob Duffie, has spoken about and written about extensively. I've heard Paul speak many times, both here at London Business School, where he's been a marvellous supporter of the school and the values of our school, but also at the World Economic Forum at Davos. He often talks about his own background. He often starts with that. His parents, like my parents, were born during the war, and they experienced the terrible devastation of the Second World War and the deprivation that meant. And he believes and feels acutely that it's our generation and our leadership that's here to make a difference. He wants to create a world that his children and my children will be proud of, and indeed that you here as graduating students will be proud of. The Dean and the Chairman will now confer the Honorary Fellowship to Paul Polman.
By the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I have the honour to confer the title of Honorary Fellow on Paul Polman. Paul.
Okay, thank you, Linda or Professor Gretton, for this kind introduction. I'm always happy that my mother is not in the audience. But I also want to thank you for your thoughtful leadership that you've provided to so many companies, Unilever included, that we've benefited from. Chairman, Dean, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm obviously honored to receive this recognition from what is undoubtedly one of the world's premier business schools. I was fortunate myself to go to two of the finest universities, had a great time, University of Groningen in the Netherlands and University of Cincinnati in the United States. Those years were important. They've given me much, and I'm sure they've given you much, although we didn't realize it at the time. It helped me become what I am today, establish relationships I still benefit from, and led, of course, to job opportunities. I always say that we are a lucky bunch. It's only 2% of us, believe it or not, in this world that have an opportunity to go to university, find jobs, move around where you want, make a living, and become sort of independent. And that's not true for 98% of the rest of the population. So my first message is very simple. If you belong to those 2%, put yourself to the service of the other 98%. You've just won a ticket of the lottery. Share the bounty with others. But most importantly, for me, actually, at the University of Cincinnati, I met my wife, Kim. We've been married for 38 years, and believe it or not, we met in a class called Collective Bargaining, and we're still working at it. So anyway, congratulations to you all today on this important day. It certainly is humbling and inspiring to me in equal measure to be in the company of such a talented group. The opportunities for you to put those talents to good use have never been greater. This is one of the most exciting and dynamic times to be entering the world of business and finance. Yes, you are very lucky. The world has done well. For all its flaws and inequities, capitalism has delivered a huge benefit. It has lifted millions of people out of poverty, and it has raised the living standards and aspirations of billions more. No wonder that Barack Obama was moved to note that towards the end of his presidency, that this was the best time in human history to be a young person. The opportunities to live longer, healthier lives, and to be better educated has never been greater. And few, by the way, will get a better education than the one you've been lucky enough to receive here at LBS. Now, one of capitalism's greatest strengths is actually its flexibility, its ability to change and evolve at different times in response to society's needs. We've reached today, I would argue, another such moment, a time in history when capitalism once more needs to evolve, because the current system, put simply, is unsustainable. We need a complete redesign. moving from a consumption model that is linear to circular, a financial system that is shorter-term focused, increasingly so, to longer term, an economy that is carbon-dependent to decarbonize it, whilst at the same time building a fairer and more inclusive society. I always remind people that any system where too many people feel they're not participating or are excluded will ultimately rebel against itself, and I think that's what you're seeing happening currently. So there are big challenges, no doubt about it. But fortunately, we have a roadmap that is called the UN Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. 17 goals that 193 countries signed in September 2015 at the UN, with a simple goal to irreversibly eradicate poverty in a more sustainable and equitable way. Yes, it's the right thing to do, but it's also a huge economic opportunity. Some estimate $12 trillion of economic growth will be unlocked if it will be implemented. 380 million jobs will be created. No wonder that some are suggesting that the next phase in the evolution of capitalism can become the age of sustainable capitalism. Meeting the SDGs will require transformative partnerships. Governments, businesses, NGOs, and yes, business schools, all working together to develop solutions. More than anything, it will require a new generation of leaders. Men and women driven by a different set of ideals. Above all, men and women able to restore trust. Trust in business, so badly undermined over recent years by the behavior of a few. For those few, greed may be good, but I still believe that generosity is better. And it starts with trust, the essential currency on which prosperity rests, the glue that binds businesses together, and at the very heart of that contract that exists between business and those that it serves. Without it, nothing works. And yes, according to the latest Edelman Trust Barometer, trust in business and other institutions has fallen to an all-time low. For this next evolution of capitalism to work, we have to rebuild trust. And it begins with you. The rewards will be enormous, personally and professionally. Scientists have shown that trust makes us happier. And surveys have demonstrated a clear link between trust and business performance. Employees in high-trust organizations are more productive, have more energy, and are more collaborative. Those who have studied this also found that creating an engaged and trusted workforce requires us to focus on the whole person. That means giving people the opportunity to follow their passion and their purpose, and aligning those to the values of any organization. Trust soon follows. I just returned from a week in Africa, visiting our business there. They have a word for this, called Ubuntu, the essence of humanity, the idea that we are all bound together in ways that are invisible to the eye, not least through mutual respect and trust. When one is diminished, we're all diminished. Be part of a new generation of business leaders that restores faith and trust in business. You have that opportunity, the opportunity to put business to the service of society and not the other way around. For sure, it won't be easy. The most important things in life rarely are. It will take a strong moral conviction, favoring the harder rights over the easier wrongs. But this is what you've been trained for, and it will be worth it. It certainly is needed. Personally, you will be happier and more fulfilled. Societally, we will be stronger and more harmonious. And as Ubuntu teaches us, these two go hand in hand. Thank you for listening. The best of luck to all of you. May Ubuntu be with you. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure and privilege to introduce to you Professor Duffie for an award of honorary degree of Doctor of Science in Economics. And I'll also like to give you some idea of the depth and diversity of his research, which focuses on workings of financial markets and valuations of different kinds of assets. Professor Duffie's research has focused on wide-ranging topics covering securities markets, derivatives markets, over-the-counter markets, infrastructure of financial markets, security design and innovation in financial markets, securities lending markets, percolation of information in large as well as segmented markets, role of benchmarks in opaque OTC over-the-counter markets, and impact of trading protocols on the allocative efficiency of markets. His research has also provided us important insights in the workings of central banks and risks of failure of large banks, potential risks of large bank failures. Professor Duffie's research has offered us insights into modeling of interest rate risk, credit risk, liquidity risk, left tail risk, counterparty risk, to name a few. So during the last year, if you felt something was difficult and torturous, well, the originator is standing in front of you. Professor Duffie has written 8 books. His book titled Dynamic Asset Pricing Theory is a mandatory textbook in all top finance PhD programs. His other books focus on security markets, futures markets, opaque over-the-counter markets, credit risk, and bank failure risks. In autumn of 2008, at the height of the financial crisis, 15 of the world's leading financial economists, representing the broadest spectrum of economic opinion, gathered at New Hampshire's beautiful Squam Lake with a goal to map long-term plan for financial regulations reform. Professor Duffie was an important contributor to the famous Squam Lake report, which offered clear, non-partisan plan of action to transform the regulation of financial markets, not only for the current climate, but for generations to come. And we thank you for that. Since obtaining his PhD from Stanford in 1984, Professor Duffie has published over 120 articles, has written 8 books, a number of which have been translated in Japanese, Chinese, French, and Italian. He has over 42,000 citations, a barometer that we use, and has won numerous awards and prizes, most notably Financial Engineer of the Year Award in 2003, and the coveted AQR Prize last year, founded by David Kabila, who is with us. Professor Duffie has served on editorial boards of 26 journals, including top journals like Econometrica and the Journal of Economic Theory. He's also been member of corporate boards in iShares Funds and Trusts and Moody's Corporation. Professor Duffie has served as the president of the prestigious American Finance Association, and his 2010 presidential address, Asset Pricing, Price Dynamics, and Slow-Moving Capital, is considered a seminal piece of thought leadership. The field of finance and all of us owe a huge debt of gratitude to Professor Duffie for significantly furthering our knowledge of financial markets and how assets are valued. And in recognition of that, the Dean and the Chairman will now confer the honorary degree upon Professor Duffie.
By the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science in Economics, honoris causa.
They told me the tassel goes on the left side. Chairman Bagri, Sir Andrew Lichtman, other members of your distinguished faculty, fellow graduates, and your families and friends that are here today, and other distinguished guests. Despite Narayan's very generous words, I'm not sure how it happened that I came to be here today, especially when I look at the list of your former honorary doctorates. Personally, I view this as a recognition by your faculty of the very important and long-standing ties between London Business School and Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. And I want to spend just a minute giving you a few examples of that. Over the decades that I've been at Stanford, our respective faculties have always gone shopping for new professors from among each other's doctoral student graduates. We also have many faculty visiting in both directions for research seminars and for longer visits. I still remember when I was a young professor, Stephen Schaefer came to Stanford and how much I learned from him and how much I still value our long-standing friendship. Moreover, we also compete with each other. Chairman Bagri mentioned the FT rankings. Well, Stanford vies for the top ranks in the FT ranking and other global rankings for business schools as well. And London Business School is a strong competitor of Stanford University. Our faculty also follow each other's research very carefully. Some students may not realize how closely tied together is the community of global researchers in each research discipline. Many of my closest friends and colleagues in finance and economics are here at London Business School. So I am especially grateful and honored to join the alumni of London Business School. Finally, I want to add my sincere and warm congratulations to today's new graduates. I hope and expect that you will carry into your careers the knowledge and high standards for professional conduct that you have gained here at London Business School. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of the governing body, I have the honour to present the following graduates of the Sloan Masters in Leadership and Strategy programme at London Business School. Olusegun Aina. Richard Anderson. Rakesh Bai Bukuri. Alejandra Corona. Antonio Jose Correa Sampao. Pradipto Kumar Das. Jean-Marie Donovan. Ettore Favia. John Gilligan. Felipe Giard. Mariano Ricardo Gonzalez Arno. Yusuke Kagohara. Osama Kahen. Yutaka Kunita. Michael Latrose. Kaustaf Majamdar. Maxime Malor. Ghassan Merdad. Varun Muar. Sharon Nagar. Ifoma Wobodo. Ichiro Ochi. Bhavan Lilji Dariam Pandit. Kirsten Parker. Prakash Chandra Prabhakar. Johan Serfontein. Nayati Sharma. Arturo Tapiar O'Cocker. David Thun. Giuseppe Trabal Kemon. Piyush Upad Iya. Itaru Yoshisawa. Please join me in congratulating the LBS Sloan Fellows.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of the governing body, I have the honor to present the following graduates of the MBA program at London Business School. Farid Abbasov. Brad Adamo. Ishan Agarwal. Shruti Agarwal. Vabev Agrawal. Lucas Aguiar. Zubair Ahmed. Pierre-Hugues Ayot. Ali Akbar. Temitayo Folaseto Aiken Olugbade. Mariana Alcocer Vidales. Dominique Alemani. Kayam Allen. Lakeisha Allen. Sivan Alon. Sandeep Anantharaman. Andrus Analauskas. Camila Aruspide Fernandez. Andre Axelband. Ali Aiton. Camila Bacanelli. Stanislav Bakhvarov. Renita Bakshi. Krishnakant Balam. Daniela Balon Carnero. Tiago Barquette. Gabriel Barreto. William Barrett. Paula Barrios de Paz. Itzel Baron Chirino. Lisi Bartemut. Archit Batra. Ian Bailey. Genevieve Claire Crouch-Beert. Marie-Christine Beaulieu. Bastien Bedos. Andrea Bellini. Sivan Ben David. Michael Bindali. Saloni Bojwani. Peter Beaver. Alexander Billy. Rodrigo Bohorquez. Julian Borenstein. Bikram Maditya Bose. Emily Bremier. Joseph Bryce. Matthew Brown. Elwa Brun. Soren Daniel Butcher. Nathan Burke. Katerina Burnham Nenov. Nicholas Burton. Matteo Calonacci. Juan Carlos Camara. João Carlos Camara Lomelino Gallego Moura. Luigi Canelli. Marisol Cardenas Gayo. Dominique Carrier. Alistair Carter. Hugo Casal. Miguel Vicente Casares. Shifani Chada. Huiying Chan. Divesh Baldev Chandi Ramani. William Kinghao Chong Yu. Nikhil Chanre. Varis Sharon Varavut. Andres Chavez. Ijoa Chen. Victoria Cheng. Marta Chanovska. Vishnu Chandi. Claire Churchill. Fabiano Sintra. Xavier Cole. Brian Kincannon. Molly Kincannon. Jemima Connolly. Davide Conti. William Crosby. Victoria Cunningham. Pierre-Yves Cyr. Fernão Cabral. Anita Dalve. Lana Daniela. Darha Danilini. Enrique de Diego. Nicholas Deacon. Prachi Didvania. Terry Dini. Francisco del Rincón Villalpando. Yotar Gebuadze. Ilaria Di Mattia. Alana Digby. Martin Dimitrov. Tuya Dorzgotov. Anisha Dosa. Gemma Doyle. Roman Drianovsky. Ruben Duarte. Lindsay Dubendorfer. Andrei Dvornik. Jonathan Dyson. Ahmed El Markabi. Catherine Engelman. Noam Inc. Nicholas Blanchett. Kasama Ungchu Kanonchai. Laisa Ulalio Barreto. Shane Fagan. Olivia Farrell. Claire Farrell. Luca Felizati. Galil Filali. Julio Luis Florian Alva. Hamish Forward Stokes. George Fouad Abu Nader. Ana Rita Frazao de Souza. Winnie Marie Fuchs. Prayavart Vishnudan Gadavi. Francisca Gala. Christopher Galasso. David Manuel Galaz Tavares. Eduardo Gerasi. Maciek Gerhardt. Giuseppe Gestri. Adrián Jiménez Pastor. Maria Gomez Barea. Stefano Greco. Leonard Gregor. Philip Griffiths. Alexander Grenberg Solutkin. Alexander Gomatsky. Yishuang Guo. Kunal Gupta. Jewu Ha. Emily Harrison. Hideaki Hayashi. Mark Hayes. Ahmed Hazem. Charles Hewlett. Nir Hoffman. Joy Hogan-Bulger. Marta Orcajo. Sujyoung Hyun. Roman Ivanov. Anna Ivanova. Aichi Izumikawa. Gabriel Jacobson. Shrey Jan. Ish Jaysankar. Varun Jalan. Mohsen Jamal. Charlotte Jeffries. Irene Jensen. Johan Johansson. Hélène Marie Kajar. Yo Kano. Lindsay Jane Keatley. Rupert Kemp. Sammy Clef. Suet Ying Kong. Ashwin Kotar. Borge Klungerbo. Fernanda Kinize. Neil Kucher. Erini Kukaki. Leonard Kovac. Ekaterina Kucheryavenko. Sota Kuno. Hyojin Kwan. Laya Lafuente. Chinqui Crystal Lam. Martin Lambert. Jonathan Ledgerwood. Do-Hyun Lee. Jaehyun Lee. Sang-Wen Lee. Kawing Carmen Leung. Gareth Lewis. Richard Lewis. Candice Lee. Lee Lee. Weiji Roy Lim. Felicia Liu. Felix Liu. Ted Hong-Yi Liu. Angela Liu. Luis Lorenzo. Edward Lucas. Marianne Ludwig. Paula Traveso. Ian McKinnon. Alpita Maheshwari. Sashal Majid. Christine Macamra. Masi Manielo. Natasha Manning. Anne Carey Mansaker. Cedric Manukian. Julian Marquez. Guillermo Martín Espallagas. Giancarlo Martinez Prieto. Edipo Martins Cipolli. Francesco Maria Mattia. Aaron Maxwell. Aaron Maxwell. Tobin Maxwell. Lauren McCain. Rory McCormick. Carolyn McLean. Steve McMeekin. Evridiki Giamuzzo. Sergio Mikhailovici. Mira Mihailova. Pavle Milikic. Martin Milev. Francisco Miranda Hawley. Akshay Mishra. Varun Mohankumar. Margarita Montes. Eunice Moon. Carlos Andres Morales Torrado. Juan Ignacio Morano. Cindy Mosquera. Toshiharu Murata. Haley Murphy. Faray Wamuka. Arkan Najafov. Aditi Naran. Tornike Natroshvili. Malika Nayar. Rachel Niger. Guy Hernan Gambeki Dianduque. Nok Wen. Oliver Wen. Long Wen Pham Vu. Stefan Niedermeyer. Kenichiro Niro. Shuhei Nishimaki. Matthias Nordholm Cartensen. Luis José Núñez Meli. Akitoye Ogboye. Komaki Foster. Gloria Ong. Brian O'Sullivan. Bruno Usta. Catherine Owens. Pamir Osbe. Emre Ozyurt. Alberto Padilla Rivera. Serhat Pakyuz. Gergely Palyak. Sandrine Elizabeth Picard Palmer. Tara Park. Juan Carlos Parra Ulloa. Damiano Pasucci. Gina Passaro. Harish Patel. Rishi Biku Patel. Julia Pakin. Jessica Pierce. Herman Penafiel. Sara Pereira. Brian Piacentini. Giorgio Daniele Poda. Ankit Prasad. Juliana Reviata Crema. Daniel Pryor. Niklas Quant. Fernando Quijano Puesh. Puana Krishna Radhakrishnan. Igor Radomyshelsky. Maria Laura Raffo. Amrutha Ram Mohan. Martim Alves da Silva. Cheke Ramdari. Sureka Rao. Marie Angeles Real. Manuel Joao Rebelo Barbosa. Julien Renaud. Hilary Risley. Joaquin Ezekiel Rodero. William Rowe. Jose Bernardo Roque Marquez dos Santos. Chiara Rossi. Valentina Rudik. Moritz Rutt. Utkarsh Sen. Shoko Sakamoto. Pauline de la Marnière. Meredith Joy Sanders. Marek Sandrik. Cara Santner. Guilherme Lima dos Santos. Gonzalo Vicente Socedo. James Scott Barrett. Changa Sao. Caio César Serafim Georgi. Ashley Shaw. Kilen Shaw. Vijaya Shaw. Ivanshu Shantilal. Ayush Sharma. Deepankar Sharma. Alexa Sharples. Ji Shi. Chung Han Shin. Daniel Kieran Shun. Dimitri Schuster. Carl Benedict Siemens. Anastasia Silaeva. Aman Singh. Karan Singh. Amartya Singha. Maria Sinigaglia. Brenda Suarez. Ankit Srivastava. Angus Stanley. Alexandre Steinwerks. John Stridham. Hope Sullivan. Xing Sun. Tiram Sunderland. Kartik Suresh. Ramanan Suresh. Hanae Suzuki. Nyla Tahan. Aichiro Takami. Simone Tam. Jason Tan. Jessica Tan. William Tapp. William Verrill. Samia Tariq. Yu Lun Melwin Teo. Prakriti Thapa. Jan Erwin Thomas. Fernando Tisner Marmol. Diana Tokarska. Natsuho Tori. Felipe Manuel Torres. Gia Kat Tran. Carlos Trejo. Akash Trivedi. Davide Trozano. Ichia Tu. Osley Turkan. Christopher Turner. Daivat Udeshi. Kelly Ermston Parrish. Indra Utama. Alessander Valdez. Willem van der Veer. Philippe van der Schweren. Jansup Park. Michael Dan Vardy. Esha Vatsu. Ernesto Vega Marisca. Anka Veliku. Arun Venkachalam. Diego Verastegui. Luis Fernando Vergare Uria. Suganda Virmani. Sebastian Walter. Cherry Wang. Yifai Wang. Luis Waters. Henry Weaver. Christian Weber. Michelle Way. Maxine Waysand. Eric Wen. Daniel Wernicke. Julien Vey. Katarzyna Witrowska. John Wilson. Alan Wong. Kathleen Wong. Hai Yi Yang. Jingru Yang. Zheyu Yang. Heishuan Yu. Gibson Zafari. Paula Zanzotti Kuroda. Omri Zarbiv. Tian Zhang. Devin White Zimmerling. Megan Danielle Gibson Blaylock. Please join me in congratulating the MBA class of 2017.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to present David Kabila for the award of an honorary fellowship. David is the co-founder of the asset management company AQR. Established in 1998, AQR is one of the fastest growing companies in the sector and currently has around $200 billion under management. AQR is one of the great success stories of Wall Street in recent years, and the company provided the funding to establish the school's AQR Asset Management Institute a couple of years ago. David grew up near Chicago and studied economics at Northwestern University, where he also went on to do an MBA. From there, his career took him to Goldman Sachs, which he left around 20 years ago, along with the 3 colleagues with whom he'd go on to found AQR. However, David is far from being unidimensional, and it seems to me that his life has not been spent simply glued first to his books and then to the Bloomberg screen. At Northwestern, apart from success in the classroom, David was also an outstanding tennis player. He received an athletic scholarship, was nationally ranked in the US, and was named to the Big Ten Academic All-Conference team. I confess I had to look up what the Big Ten was. Right? For those of you who don't know, it's a group of leading Midwestern universities. And here's a bit of information that you can't do without. You'll be able to win bets in the Windsor with this. The number of universities in the Big Ten group is 14. Right? I've also discovered that the correlation between prowess in tennis and success in finance is actually quite general. A recent article I came across listed no fewer than 53 leading Wall Streeters, including David, who are all serious tennis players. So a last bit of advice for the leaving class that we forgot to pass on in your core finance class. If you want to get on in finance, buy a tennis racket. David's success in business and his support for the school, to which I'll come presently, would be reason enough to honour him today. However, there's another extremely important dimension to David's activities, and that is his record of philanthropy. There are many examples, but let me describe just 2. First, at Northwestern, David has established the NU for Life program. This is dedicated to the professional development of student athletes by helping them become, as the saying has it, the best version of themselves after they stop playing their sport. This program helps more than 500 student athletes a year. Second, David has established 2 important prizes in nanotechnology. The biennial Kabila Prize is a major award for those who've made exceptional advances, both in the science itself and in its application in the fields of medicine and biology. Something that links these 2 examples, one in sport and the other in science, is David's deeply held commitment to excellence. And this comes across very clearly in his engagement with the school, to which I now turn. Around 2.5 years ago, through the generosity of AQR, with a great deal of help and encouragement from David, the school established the AQR Asset Management Institute. The objective of the institute is to make London Business School the leading centre for research and teaching in asset management, and to place the school at the centre of public debate about these issues. Thanks to David and his colleagues, the school has an opportunity to create something of tremendous value to all its stakeholders, and indeed to the wider community. David Kabila has had outstanding success in his business life, but has also given back in ways that are both substantial and creative. His commitment to excellence means that working with him, as my colleagues and I do, in connection with the Institute, is always stimulating, always encouraging, and always challenging. And I'm convinced that exactly the same will be true for everyone in the many different arenas in which David operates that has the privilege of interacting with him. The Dean and the Chairman will now confer the Honorary Fellowship on David Kabila.
By the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I have the honour to confer the title of Honorary Fellow. Patience, David, patience. Right. We'll start again. By the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I have the honor to confer the title of Honorary Fellow on David Kabila. David.
Well, Stephen, thank you for those very kind words. And most importantly, congratulations to you all for this graduation. So, June 5th, 1987, I was graduating my business school back at Northwestern University. And I was sitting in a seat just like yours, of course, much smaller environment. And I was thinking about my sentimentality of graduating. But I was also thinking about the job I just took and all the anxiety and hope that I also had. I took a job with Goldman Sachs, and I wasn't sure it's what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if it was the right fit. I wasn't sure where it was going to take me. And the worst thing was, is the day that I walked over to the convocation, there was an industry magazine article I read that morning, and it was entitled "The End of Wall Street." So I was thinking I was joining a sinking industry as well, and of course it was wrong. But I just want to let you know that if any of you in your seats feel a sense of uncertainty, anxiety, totally okay. Just keep taking a step forward. And what I would ask you to think about, though, is your Wikipedia page. If you think about the different textures that will be written about you one day, there's your personal, there's your professional, there's your charitable. And again, you don't need to know what that is today, but think about it. And what I have for you today is 3 wishes that I hope come true for you. And these are kind of good wishes, that they don't have to happen to you. You can actually make them happen. And the first is be curious. The second is take risk. And the third is be grateful. In terms of curiosity, we all know the technical skills you want to build. But when you go to work, make sure you engage with others, the people that work for you, beside you, your bosses. Be curious, ask questions of them. Learn from their experiences and their emotional reaction to those experiences. Seek mentors. Don't wait for mentors to come to you. And don't wait to be fed information. Be curious, because it's only in context of others can you know yourself and your comparative advantage, and it will help make better decisions going forward for you all. Second thing is risk-taking. It's been a really demonized word over the last 2 years. But as all of you know in Finance 101, with no risk, there is no return. And that is true emotionally, intellectually, and in your careers. If you're not making enough mistakes, or you're not making any mistakes, you're not taking enough risk. And if you find yourself not learning or growing your knowledge and your skills, particularly early on in your career, you got to take risks to make a change. Take a foreign language, seek another credential, get the CFA, perhaps switch divisions, but you got to keep growing and let your future success, whether it be financial or emotional, be sort of the residual to your own innovation and the excellence on the foundation of knowledge that you've built. And the final thing is be grateful. If you think about it, you pick up a newspaper every day and you read about these internet moguls overnight creating an app and their overnight successes. Well, you don't hear about the thousands of failures, so it can create an anxiety. Most of you, and it's most likely, you'll have a multi-decade-long career. So you cannot sprint that marathon. So how do you nurture and be kind to yourself along the way? Gratitude. Take moments out and appreciate small moments of accomplishments. Like now. What an amazing accomplishments. I've seen a lot of great business schools, and what a special place you all have. And you guys should be so proud of yourself. And it's not bad karma. Love the moment. And actually, for those who are traveling for the next 2 months before you start your job, continue to love that moment. And for me, I'm so grateful to the faculty and administration of the London Business School, to Sir Andrew for his friendship, his kindness, his leadership, his wisdom, the judgment that he's brought to you all in this school. And I hope that I can contribute in some small way to the school's success going forward. And I hope you guys all remember, if you stay curious, you take risk, and you maintain that gratitude, when that well-curated Wikipedia page is all about you and you're successful, make sure you remember that great business schools are not created by great students, but great and engaged alumni. So stay connected, and congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elena Gigarjian. I'm a Master in Finance part-time graduate, and I'm here to present the award for the MiF part-time and full-time Teacher of the Year. So now, at the school, we Masters in Finance sometimes get the reputation of people who live in the world of formula and numbers. But for our Professor of the Year, we decided to choose someone whose class is directly relevant for the life of everyone in this audience. Now, once we leave the doors of our beloved alma mater, not everyone is going to crack a Black-Scholes model, but almost everyone at some point in their lives would think about buying their own house. And this year's Master in Finance Teacher of the Year award goes to João Coco for his fascinating class, Real Estate Finance. Now, during his class, João not only helped us master the magic of cash flow modeling, but also gave us some very practical advice. For example, how do you best negotiate with your builders? Or how do you make the room look bigger? The secret is, apparently, to paint the walls white. So we would like to thank João for his infectious love to the subject of real estate finance, but also for his very supporting and encouraging teaching style. It's been a great honor for us to be part of your class.
Good afternoon. My name is Cherry Wang, and I'm here to present the Best Teaching Award on behalf of the MBA 2017 class. For me, marketing has always been somewhat of a mystery, and it wasn't until I came to London Business School, and more specifically until I came across this one associate professor, that really brought marketing to life. Her entertaining approach to teaching, injecting her self-deprecating Italian sense of humor, and her easygoing nature always made learning an adventure. This associate professor, as some of you may have guessed already, is none other than Simona Botti. To say that Simona has made an outstanding contribution to teaching at London Business School is really somewhat of an understatement. Firstly, she is not only engaging, but engages with students. She has this innate ability to facilitate classroom discussion, whether it be through challenging her students, to bringing in interesting and relevant guest speakers, to how she doesn't make students feel like they're being lectured to. And secondly, from the minute you walk into that classroom, you can just feel her energy. Her intoxicating energy, alongside her passion for what she teaches, really helps to bring the content to life. And last but not least, Simona is a great example of everything London Business School stands for. She is an Italian living in London who has studied, worked, and lived all over the world. And more importantly, perhaps more than the global diversity she brings, is the London Business School's spirit of community she represents and embodies wholeheartedly. So I'm delighted to present the recipient of the Best Teacher Award on behalf of the MBA 2017 class to Simona Botti. Complimenti Simona e grazie mille.
Good afternoon. My name is David Toon. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you to present the award for the professor who has had the greatest impact on the Sloan 2016 class. This year's award recipient is Adjunct Associate Professor Jessica Spungen. The year whizzed by for us, sometimes feeling like it was on fast forward. But when voting time came around, no one could forget the lasting effect this professor had had on our class. Our class has been very blessed to have had such a rich experience at London Business School, and we have many favoured professors. However, there can be only one winner of this award. The professor we have chosen has extremely high standards and was determined to ensure we learnt and understood. We had homework, lots of it. We did try very hard to improve. There was lots of class discussion, visitors and case studies which brought the concepts to life. It was one rich, exhausting experience for us. Goodness knows what it was like for the professor reviewing and marking all our assignments. This professor has a true passion to ensure we as students learn, and she spent considerable time providing comments on our work. We as a class are mid-career and have taken time out to explore and reflect on our working lives and our future direction. This professor had done the same in recent years, and the openness to the class to her individual journey we were very gratefully received and admired. That is why this is not the first time this award has been bestowed on this professor, nor is it unusual to meet previous Sloans mentioning how they've applied who, what, how, and of course, so what, to great effect. I have even met Sloans who refer to courage. And paraphrasing the professor, sometimes you need to be courageous. On behalf of the 2016 Sloan class, please join me in congratulating Adjunct Associate Professor Jessica Spungen.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it's a couple of hours since Sir Andrew said it's over. Well, it almost is over now, so I just want to say thank you also to all the children in the audience. I know it's a long couple of hours, so hats off to everybody for bearing through it. It falls to me, as a member of the International Alumni Council and also as a proud Sloan alumni of 2005, to welcome you all now to the London Business School alumni community, a community of over 45,000 people now, so welcome. And really, I just have two very quick messages. One is, as I said, is to welcome you to this community, which is growing every year. And secondly, simply to urge you to be involved in the school in whatever way you can going forward. I'd really encourage you. It was interesting hearing some of the speakers talking about how you can stay connected to the school. And I want to say from a personal perspective, I've been involved with the school in various different ways over the last 10 or so years, sometimes getting involved with some of the classes, sometimes with career services, and over the last 3 years on the International Alumni Council. And if I'm honest, sometimes it's difficult. We're all very busy people. You're all very busy people. You're going to be busy with your careers. You're busy with your families. And sometimes, you know, there are things that you might want to get involved with, and have I quite got time for that? I would just really urge you, particularly over the next couple of years, in whichever ways work for you, to try and maintain some connection with the school, whatever that may be. And also not to forget the many reasons for you to come visit us still on campus. The new Alumni Centre, the library, all the facilities that are there for you. So I would just, as I said, very strongly urge you, in whatever way can work for you, wherever you're living, with the local club that might be relevant, to try and maintain a connection, because it's something that will pay you back tenfold in the future years. That you all have enjoyed the time you've spent here, the intellectual charge that you've had, to try and maintain that and to try and maintain the connections, I think is the most important thing. And often business schools talk about networks and the importance of networks. Networks are friends. It's about staying in touch often with your friends, which I'm sure you're all going to want to do. As you face your working life and your families, it can be difficult, but I just really strongly urge everybody, in whatever ways you're able to do so, and really look forward to seeing you in the future still on the campus. Now, I think we have a short film just to show that reflect on some of the things that you'll have been experiencing in the last year or two.
Today we're in the V&A in London to celebrate the Worldwide Alumni Celebration. LBS is a melting pot of cultures, and I think it's really important to immerse yourself, knowing that you can travel anywhere in the world and reach out to any of the LBS community is really exciting.
I feel that there's the right opportunity to connect with your classmates, as well as network with the strong global alumni community.
I still have access to events at LBS, I still have access to facilities at LBS, and I still feel that the academic knowledge that I learned at LBS helps me every day in my job.
I'm back on campus today for the reunion for new alumni. I was excited to hear that there's an alumni event for recent graduates from 1 to 4 years out. Tonight I'm looking forward to the after party. It'll be a good opportunity to have a little fun with some of my classmates. I think I've heard that there's going to be 500 alumni, so it should be a really good night.
There are many ways to give back to LBS. You can mentor students, you can come and do interviews for incoming students, or through financial support, small or large. Stay connected to your classmates, stay connected through the various alumni clubs, and attend events. You will never know who you might meet.
This evening I've been at the event run by the London Alumni Club with the chairman of Diageo. Staying involved with the alumni community is a great way of keeping in touch. At LBS there are over 90 international clubs and a whole range of professional interest clubs all around the world for people to get involved with when they leave London Business School.
I actually ended up at Google straight after my MBA. I'm an MBA 2015, graduated from London Business School, full-time program, and this is my first job out. Out here in the Bay, there isn't a week that goes past without an LBS alum who visits, and the group of us that are out here, all the alumni, all the graduates, we invariably get together and form a welcoming party. Life after graduating from London Business School is just fantastic, plus all the new experiences that you're now having in the job. The alumni network and the richness of that community is very, very real, no matter where you are in the world.
The best thing about being a part of the LBS alumni community is that you have this tremendous resource that you can turn to when you have questions or challenges along the way in your career. My advice to LBS graduates is that they simply keep in touch with their classmates. They may be the people that you will either work with or that will help connect you with those that do. The future for me is wide open.
This really isn't the end, this is just the beginning.
So, absolutely, congratulations to everybody. Welcome to the alumni community. And as I said, please stay in touch with us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful day it is. I want to start by expressing what an honor it has been to serve this inestimable community for the past year, and how grateful I am to be able to complete that service by being placed so late in the running order so as to interpose myself between you and that well-deserved garden party. When I was given the brief to articulate the student experience to you, I confess that I, for a moment, was quite daunted. How on earth could I do justice to the richness and depth and nuance of the business school life? How do I encompass the spectrum of student perspectives from 70+ nationalities with several millennia worth of experience between them. I pondered this for a while, and what I realized was that it's a fool's errand to try and encompass the totality of the London Business School's student experience. So, instead, like any good business student, I've summarized all of the complexity inherent in the topic down to 3 simple words. So how would I describe the student experience? It is exciting, it's challenging, and it is also transformative. 3 words not enough for you? Okay. Well, let me tell you a few stories then. How's this for exciting? In February this year, I was selected alongside 15 of my LBS classmates to be flown to the World Government Summit in Dubai, where our hosts lavished us with comforts. We risked life and limb on desert dune buggies. We were addressed by Christine Lagarde and Elon Musk, and we challenged other graduate schools in a case competition about the future of government. In my time at LBS, I've also been flown to Miami, Berlin, Singapore. I've played sports that I love on French fields against top business school competitors. I've led teams, created conferences, and attended many more. I've been able to see 2 of my personal heroes, Paul Polman and Muhammad Yunus, speak in person. And above all, I've been taught by some of the world's greatest business thinkers every week for the past 2 years. And all of this, families and friends, is not something reserved specially to me. This is just the typical London Business School experience. Students in the graduating class of 2017, across all programs, have led 87 student clubs, created over 1,214 different events. Our students have won case competitions and stock picking competitions and impact investing competitions. We've drawn 340 speakers to 21 conferences and whisked each other off on 40 treks to places like Georgia, Peru, Japan, each a unique opportunity to explore new cultures through the eyes of the classmates who call these destinations home. We do not live a typical lifestyle at LBS by any means. We just have so much choice. Choice is actually something we business school students have an overabundance of. But here's the thing, graduating students, for many of us, the power of all this choice has become normalized. So please don't forget that what we have is special, something that few people in the world are privileged enough to understand, let alone experience. Now, whilst I've enjoyed these incredible highs, my experience at London Business School, in the best way possible, has also challenged me and brought me low too. I'll never forget my second term at LBS. It was winter in London, so it was desolate. Classwork had moved into unfamiliar territory for most people. Language classes were in full flow. It was also the crunch time for corporate partner recruiting, with the major banks and the consulting firms arriving on campus in force. All of that exciting club, competition, and travel activity was also still knocking at our doors, demanding attention. And whilst all this was going on, I found myself a dream work opportunity, committed to it, and started working 2 full days on top of that already packed business school schedule. Now, I'm not telling you this all to boast, but because actually that was a mistake. Peel back the facade of all those wonderful choices at my disposal, and you'll find that the honest thing about that term for me was that I was chasing everything. I wanted it all, but in reality, I was dropping balls, scraping through deadlines, taking LBS calls at work, and constantly feeling like I was letting my teams and my classmates down. So for the first time in life, I was starting to regret some choices I'd made. Where I'd slipped up was not just in overcommitting, but being arrogant enough to think that I could handle it all. Like everyone here, I'd been a high performer at work, and I thought that I had achieved a lot professionally. I've since realized that in the workplace, there are natural limiters to how much you can do. Things like your boss demanding 100% attention on their project. But here at LBS, with a veritable fire hose of opportunities on offer, there are no limits, other than perhaps the number of hours and days, to keep all of those experiential desires in check. But you know what? For some people at business school, everything that I've just described juggling is nothing. If we're speaking of challenges, well, I know those of you who have been nurturing new life, that most precious return of all. And whilst you've been a parent, you've left your jobs, your security, moved your lives, and have been simultaneously learning and recruiting and leading like the rest of us. Moreover, some of you have done all this in a second language. How humbling it is for me to be able to stand by your side today as we graduate here. So, last story, transformation. My last story goes right back to the beginning. It was almost 2 years ago now on our orientation away day. I remember a fuzzy blur of new faces, new names, and so many new nationalities. It was both exhilarating and daunting at the same time to be exposed so suddenly to so many people who had seemed to have already achieved so many impressive things. I was highly conscious of the criticality of this week. First impressions are lasting impressions, as they say. And I knew that these people, my new stream, my new study group, would be people who I would be interacting with for the rest of my life. Bearing in mind, at the time, the me had nearly been dinged by this institution for being shy and non-assertive, I knew I had to make an impact. So there I was, in an unfamiliar field in the British countryside, half filled with confidence and bluster, the other half filled with uncertainty and the need to seem as impressive as all of my classmates. Our task was to construct a water-worthy raft made of wood and rope and plastic barrels and race across a little stream. I recall our team managed to do pretty well, making it across swiftly, but all of a sudden, at the last moment, one of our plastic barrels came loose and floated off to the middle of the stream. And there I took my chance. I flashed into action, deftly maneuvering our listing barge back to the missing piece, securing the errant barrel with a smooth and confident action. Yes, I'd done it. Saved the day. Hearing a small cheer from the rest of my classmates on the bank, I twisted round to grin at my new friends in triumph. And those of you who were there will remember that I then promptly lost my footing, spun off the side of the barge, and landed face first in the water. I felt so stupid, humiliated. First impression ruined. And in that moment, I still remember thinking, I'm just going to be known as that silly guy who tried too hard at orientation. I bring this memory up because it came back to me 2 days ago, actually. Despite that inauspicious induction to London Business School, 2 days ago, that once uncertain young man found the courage to walk onto a stage, uplifted by the cheers of friends, and proud to commend his classmates for their contribution to this at the Student Awards ceremony. I knew then, 2 days ago, that my fear had been misplaced, and that I wasn't just going to be known as the silly guy who tried too hard, amongst other things. I can tell you today, there is only one word that I can use to describe the 2 years that London Business School has given to me and that helped me to this realization, and that's transformative. Graduating students, you all have experienced these things for yourself, had your own exciting, challenging, transformative experiences. But I have one more thing to tell you. I never should have worried. I never should have worried because as total strangers offered me their hands to pull me out of that water that day, the strength of our bonds as a community were already evident. And whether it's in the noisy public forum of a student award stage, or in the quiet struggles of that assignment you just can't crack, it's the inspirational people who, through their support for each other, create this unique experience here at London Business School. I've often been asked about what I've learned here, what my one key takeaway from business school would be. And for me, my key takeaway is the power of commitment. And so, here, today, I'm going to take the first step in a commitment to all of you, my fellow classmates. I commit to be there for you in the way that you've been there for me as a community. In the lifetime ahead, I commit to be available, to support you in your endeavors, and even just to make you smile. And I hope that as each of you contemplates your own unique and diverse journey as an LBS student, at some point you can make this commitment too. Because that's what our exciting, challenging, transformative, inspirational student experience has given us as a lasting gift. It's this fine community of London Business School graduates. Hashtag Why I Love LBS. Congratulations, class of 2017. It's been an honor.
Wonderful. Shall we try again? Well, it's almost over, but not quite. The Windsor Library awaits. His Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure, real pleasure and honour to introduce Professor Sir Andrew Lickerman for the award of honorary degree. As you've already heard, Andrew has been part of London Business School for more than 40 years. That's not to say he hasn't had a life outside. That life has been rich and varied, ranging from running a textile plant in Germany to being head of the Government Accountancy Service and a managing director of the UK Treasury. And along the way, there's been a string of prestigious non-executive appointments, chairmanships, presidencies. Those achievements have been publicly recognised in many ways already, including, of course, his knighthood in 2001. But today our focus, correctly I think, is on what Andrew has done for the school and what he means to our community. Andrew became Dean of the school in 2009. He's arguably our most successful Dean, definitely its most loved. You're all aware of the amazing achievements on rankings, in fundraising, and in facilities, which you've heard about earlier this morning. All of this success has been possible because of Andrew's unwavering belief in the power of education in helping people fulfill their potential, enriching their lives and the lives of others. His belief has enthused people around him and energised the London Business School community to help achieve our vision of having a profound impact on the way the world does business. The business school world is highly competitive. The £125 million that Andrew has helped to raise enables us to compete somewhat better on the playing field with other great business schools when it comes down to offering student scholarships and funding for research and faculty. It's also allowed us to develop world-class facilities to go along with our superb students and great faculty. The other great success of Andrew's tenure as Dean has been in broadening the reach of the world-class business education that London Business School provides. The growth has been in the number of our degree programmes and the geographical reach. During his time as Dean, he's overseen the development of 2 new degree programmes, the Global Masters in Management, the Masters in Financial Analysis, a campus in Dubai, 2 partnership programmes in China. The scope and quality of the school's executive education programme has also been marked by a rapid rise in global rankings. At the same time, the school has begun investing in digital learning technologies, which in addition to enhancing student experience, enable us to reach more students worldwide. These accomplishments under Andrew point to a truly successful deanship. But what has really set Andrew apart has been his role in bringing the school community together, whether hosting VIP dinners at his home, dancing in a student promotional video. His great personal warmth, integrity, and passion have inspired the whole community. Andrew is an energy giver. His door is open, he is a supporter, he is an encourager. He loves what he does and he communicates it to others. I've watched Andrew welcome newly arrived participants over the years onto our senior executive programme. I can tell you within 5 minutes, he's totally convinced them they've made the right choice. I've watched him escape the Dean's office as he puts it, to teach with passion and professionalism on the Senior Executive Programme. I'm delighted he intends to do more of that with his newfound freedoms. Andrew's a one-off. He doesn't stand on ceremony. He can be seen during reunion weekend in his finest suit, traversing the streets of London on a bike to join various alumni reunion dinners. I also have it on high authority. He can be spotted riding the Underground on his senior citizen card instead of a black cab to save the school a penny or two. Above all, perhaps, Andrew is an institution builder. He has invested a large part of his life in the school, and we are all the better for it. Under his leadership, the school has grown and flourished and is demonstrably stronger as it now looks to the future. All of this, I'm sure, embarrasses him, but we have to do it, not least because other schools have beaten us to it, and given our beloved Dean honorary degrees, he has 3 already. I'm going to end with a lovely observation from one of our alumni. Everyone always knew what LBS stands for. Lickerman's Brilliant Stewardship. Before I sit down and the chairman rises, what I'd like us all to do is rise and give Andrew a truly deserved round of applause. The chairman, the chairman will now confer the honorary degree upon Professor Sir Andrew Lickerman.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this, by the way, is the first year when I've noticed that those on the podium have been even more anxious to collect their degrees than all of you. But I want to just say one thing before we do this. This is the first time in the school's history that we have given an honorary doctorate to a dean while he is still in office. And I want you to just remember all of that. Remember that, because I think it really symbolizes the affection and respect we have in Andrew and everything that he has done for this school while he's been our dean. So Andrew, by the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science in Economics, honoris causa.
Oh. You can see I was very keen to get this, really keen. I leapt to my feet. First of all, I'd like to thank Rob very much for his kind words and for the school for this very, very generous gift in awarding me this degree. It does mean a great deal to me. I must say also, especially coming from Rob, whose work I have followed, and not only followed in intellectual terms, but also followed in terms of what I tried to do. Many of you will know his article, Why Should Anyone Be Led by You?, which I think is a great question and one that anybody running anything should ask themselves. My fellow graduates, it is wonderful to be able to share this day with you. And having said that, I do feel a bit of a cheat, because compared to all those here who really worked for this, I didn't have to spend long hours in the Windsor Library studying. I could just go to sample its more liquid assets. But I must also tell you that for me the honour is significant. You probably don't know it, but I'm the only member of the London Business School faculty without a doctorate. So from now on at ceremonies, I can wear the school's doctorate gown with pride. As for being dean, I can tell you there is never a dull moment. Indeed, there is rarely a moment to oneself. I can tell you a story that I got an email at 10 o'clock in the evening on Saturday from a student. I should explain that Saturday is the time when we do IT maintenance. Dean Lickerman, said the email, my email connection is very slow. This is not good enough. And from now on in capitals, you need to fix this. Why are you not at work? I must say, I rather sympathize with him. Who of us, frustrated with our computer, has not wanted to throw something at the computer, or failing that, to throw the computer at someone? A dean relies on so many groups, faculty and staff, students and alumni, friends and the governing body, or should I say, friends including the governing body. I've got huge strength from feeling the London Business School, all these groups, working as a community, has been behind me. And today, I'd just like, if I may, briefly to pick some contributions which I particularly valued and which may not be so obvious to those not involved. First, those student representatives, and not just those here today, but over the years, who have worked so hard to make the community as vibrant outside the classroom as it is inside. Second, a number of faculty colleagues, including Rob Goffey here, from whom I've learnt so much. And I'd also like to pay tribute to those faculty colleagues who have taken on administrative roles, and especially to those who have been faculty deans, one of whom here, Stephen Schaefer, is with us. This is a very, very difficult job, and I'm incredibly grateful. I have been incredibly grateful to faculty who've been willing to step up and take these important roles. And finally, I'd just like to mention my wife, Mara, who, despite continuing ill health over the last few years, which is why she's not here today, has done everything she could to help the school, not just by supporting me, but very tangibly in getting some of our most significant donations. And I'm delighted the school will be recognizing her as well as me. So, my advice as far as this is concerned, and it's pinned up on my office notice board. According to Shammai, a Jewish sage of many centuries ago, it says, say little, accomplish much, and greet everyone with a friendly face. I think that's good. Strawberries and champagne are waiting for us on the lawn. That's almost the end. But just to be clear, in being alumni, you, together with my colleagues on the faculty and staff, or as much as I or the governing body, you are now the London Business School. And I must tell you, you have a fantastic address book. As alumni, I very much hope the school will continue to draw you back, as it has me, by the sheer excitement of the place. It's wonderful to see classes returning after 5, 10, 20, 40 years. And I must tell you, a class last year came back after 45 years, and 2/3 of the class were there. I very much hope that you will have yourselves these lifelong friendships. As the Sanskrit saying has it, all the world is a family. And on that note, I officially close congregation with the official request that everyone has a good time. 2017 graduates, our journey is yours. Yilung Ping An, Shubh Yatra, Gute Reise, Bon Voyage. Let's celebrate.
Thank you, Sir Andrew. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seats. Students, please be upstanding for your faculty procession. Many congratulations to this year's graduating classes. May you continue celebrating your successes and achieving your goals in all your future endeavours. The garden party will be starting at 2 p.m. back on the front lawn of the London Business School campus. If you're attending, please do remember your garden party wristbands, as access will not be granted without them. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and thank you.